Hello, my name is Jean, and today we're going to look at cross-cultural adjustment briefly. Reflection: have you been in another country for more than 1 month or even a year? And to push that question further, how about culturally? Have you been outside of your own home culture? So the questions that we're going to deal with in this course in general are: what are the common experiences of people trying to adjust to another culture? Meaning, despite individual differences, despite the difference of the destination, what are the commonalities that we can draw from? And essentially, what to expect when I travel abroad for an extended period of time, despite the individual differences, how many stages there are roughly in a typical cross-cultural adjustment process, which gives us insight into the markers, the defining markers, which will help me define, which will help me recognize when I see these markers. I know which stage I'm in, therefore I will have a better clue of what are these coping mechanisms or strategies I could use to cope with the challenges of this specific stage. Some say that being cross-cultural is like being on the roller coaster, which really reminded me of what it is like to be abroad. At first, it's so exciting. You line up for the tickets, you really want to go, and finally you're on the roller coaster and you're like, why am I here? But as your seat gradually climbs up, you're excited, you're expectant, a little terrified, and eventually it goes whoo down. It's fun, exciting, and yet fearful at the same time. Stages of culture shock: if you put culture shock or stages of culture shock in general in the search bar, most likely you encounter pictures like this, which in many ways resembles the roller coaster scenario we just saw. Stage 1, in this picture they named it Euphoria. It could also be named Honeymoon or Tourist. Basically short-term dip into a foreign culture. And if you stay in that location, you go to second stage, which is the shock, when the reality kicks in and the frustration arises and you feel a lot of stress inside and outside. Gradually, if you stay even further and with more motivation to push through, we'll come to stage 3, transition, which you can see from the graph. It's a bit bumpy. You go up a little and go down a little, and it could repeat many times. Sometimes you could really feel like there's no end to this. I can't figure this all out. I really am doomed. And yet, eventually, we'll go to acceptance stage, or what I call in my course, well-adjusted. According to my own experience, I added 2 more stages, in the beginning and in the end. Pre-stage, preparing to go, which I personally found really important. These are all the logistics, such as visas, which plane tickets are you going to get, packing, how are you going to pack, and saying goodbye to people. And in the end, as you complete the full cycle of being cross-cultural, there's a little surprise here at the end, which we will not review now, but we'll explore as we go through the entire course. Let us begin.